Känna. Så spela lite... Remains of Edith Finch. Jag vet inte vad det är för någonting. Har det startat? Okej. Okej. Jag undrar om jag spelar med kontroll. Eller? Ja, det går nog att spela med kontroll.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okej. Varför är grinden låst för? Hoppade du
Someone
över?
had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Okej. Right.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Okej. Så som det fanns en springknapp, men det verkar inte
I
gå.
lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Okej.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Någon som har öppnat dem eller? Om det är urgent. Okej.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Vi går ner här. Det verkar vara mer intressant här nere. Aha.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something but never do.
undrar om det var det här jag laddade ner från Unreal Launcher. Det var något gratis spel de hade.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Aha.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Där hemma.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Oh my god.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal.
Ooh,
there was just
TV.
too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okej. Varför är den där dörren så låst för?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Jag tror det är en loading, jag vet inte. Det är UE4 Finch game has crashed and will close. Low level fatal error. Intressant. Så om det kommer bli svart här så är det på grund av att spelet kraschade. Eller vad är det som händer? Ska inte spelet krascha eller? Den svarar inte, står det. Starta om det igen. Kolla lite här inne också. Okej, jag vill till att köra allting på ultra så. Ja, men du vet att jag inte ska gå in i det här rummet då. Vad är det här för någonting då?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Aha, okej, det var samma sak.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Men du är hemma.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Varför har de stängt toaletten för?
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Vågar man gå in där igen eller?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Okej, nu kan jag gå in här. Eller? Ja. Vad är det här för någonting?
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry. I didn't mind it.
Vad har du gjort av din hamster?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Jag checkar upp fisken då.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Men du vill ta den? Nej. Tänkte väl det. Men... Oh.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Låser de dörren? Fan, om man måste gå på toa då. Herregud. Ja, men då hoppar vi ut genom fönstret då. Ja, där har inte hållit ju.
I kept eating and eating.
Ooh.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. I jumped and I almost got her.
Kan du hoppa upp på stolen? Nej.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Jag tar upp hela kaninen.
And I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. Her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, we smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Det var hon som åt sig själv. Eller jag vet inte. Hon åt typ sig själv.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edith is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Intressant.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Okay.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam, Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Jag vet inte vad jag ska göra. Det gungar. Nej, jag vet inte vad man ska göra. Jag orkar inte spela det mer. Det var kul, men det var lite stramt.